Hi. So, I don't know why I'm uploading another chess video. Well, the truth is, I was planning on doing something else, but that could not happen. So I decided that I'm gonna make another chess video. So this is a game I played against a 1,500 today. I don't know how good this 1,500 was compared to other people of the same rating, but I don't think he was very good. But just gonna actually. Well, who cares about stupid analysis, right? I mean, come on now. So, sorry for not doing that much preparations, just, I don't know. So I was playing black, so we're just gonna flip the board here. So I'm not very good with 1d4, so that's already not a good thing, but, I just play the Queen's Gambit declined, right? Normal stuff. First of all, this is the first mistake my opponent makes. I don't know what 1,500 would ever play this, but apparently, okay. Uh, so yeah, I have no idea what the hell this was supposed to do. This very, very questionable move. Anyway, so I just continue with Queen's Gambit decline stuff. Again, I have no idea how to really play the Queen's Gambit decline. I only know the first few moves. And that's why I decided to make this move. I know that a lot of people are probably cringing watching this move, but I had no idea what I was supposed to do here. So I just made something that looked okay to me, which was this move. This is what I get for not studying opening theory. Okay, so of course my opponent captures, and I capture back with the knight because I want to take control of the center, right? And I guess all the good players, all the actually good chess players, can now look at how a bad chess player like me looks at the chessboard and like the thought process of a weak player, so or a weaker player. Um, so of course the pawn moves here, and I just decide to capture the knight here. Just get rid of a strong piece, right? And then the pawn captures, of course, move my bishop away. I don't know what kind of 1,500 would ever play this kind of weird move, but apparently this happened. And then I captured the pawn, which I can see why this was not a very good move by the engine now, because this is doubled pawns, and I essentially I did gain a pawn from this, but I don't really know, right? But now I'm thinking maybe something like this, right? This is a very good spot for me to put my bishop here, right? And of course I completely missed this, which doubles the pawns. Although I was planning a castle king side, and this right here would have been kind of screwy for me, so... but I just didn't see this at all. I did not see bishop captures knight, so I didn't consider it, and had I considered it, it would probably have been better. But anyway, I capture the pawn, right? So the queen moves here, which I guess was the plan the entire time. So I just move bishop here, and of course the best move is to move here, right? I missed that pretty badly, right? This makes the bishop a little bit weaker, but anyway. Knight goes back. I don't see the rationale for this. I think it was probably to prevent something like knight here, which opens it to attacks or something, and then here, but I'm thinking the plan was to go like that. So, of course, this unfolds. I don't really know why this is considered a bad move, this bishop move. I don't know why this is considered better. I guess it like sort of opens the way for like a discovered attack on the queen or something. But I like to develop my pieces. This is not developed, and I hate not developing my pieces, so I just continue developing, right? I see a pawn, and I grab it, and I don't see that I've just undefended this pawn, which is one of my problems, right? You always need to look at, whenever you make a move, you always need to consider, okay, what is this revealing, right? What was this bishop previously doing that is no longer doing? I did not ask myself that question before I developed this piece. So of course I leave this pawn hanging, but I take the pawn anyway. Queen takes back, right? So I offer an exchange, but this is a missed win, apparently. I actually didn't see this when I was going over the analysis. Is this really a missed win? This is a missed win. What did I miss here? What did I actually... Did I miss something really important? Yeah, I was thinking this move, but why? Captures, bishop. How is this a missed win? This is just, okay, cool, I improved my position. Good job, right? It is not a missed win. This is not a missed win by any... Okay, anyway, right? So, if any of you can tell me why exactly that's a missed win, I'd appreciate it. So anyway, pawn goes here, boom, and I make a few pretty bad blunders later on, so be prepared to like tear your eyes out or something, alright? But anyway, right? So I do this, right? So this is under attack. I decide whatever, we'll just trade. I do that, right? And then I move my knight to a good square where it's strong. And I completely missed this. I don't know how I managed to miss this. This is a very clearly hanging pawn, but I just completely missed it like an absolute idiot. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just miss it totally, right? So this is clearly a blunder, right? So capture, recapture, and then the king moves here. And I'm assuming the best move was something like... No, it's... Because I want to defend this pawn, right? Because, again, I don't understand why this is a mistake, right? Obviously, I want to sort of get a positional advantage, but I feel like this giving up a pawn, I don't know. I think pawns matter, right? So, yeah, so this is considered a critical mistake, actually. So, not very good. But anyway, I move the pawn, right? Whatever, right? This is fine. But anyway, just an inaccuracy. So this captures, and I have to move back, right? So as you can see, white takes a free pawn. I can't do anything about this, really. I could move this, but you know that's technically another blunder from me. So yeah, we're just gonna call that a blunder. So yeah, I suck, right? I just moved these. And this is apparently a huge blunder by white, but I don't see it. So I just move king back, and now I'm in a pretty bad position. Because as Stockfish will tell you, white is one pawn up. But that's not really how much white is up by. White has a pawn here, and later this one pawn is going to become a lot more. So I'm in trouble here, but somehow I end up playing the endgame of this really well for some reason. So I check this king, right? I move here, captures, and white ends up playing the endgame not very optimally, as you can see. So, I don't know what the hell this move is doing. But white moves here, so I capture. And I offered a trade, because this pawn, you have no idea. I stressed over this pawn so much. And everything here is just to sort of prevent that pawn from doing anything. And let me explain these moves. So the reason I make this move is because I want to cut the king away from this pawn. I want to get the king away from this pawn as much as possible, because this king is just something else that's protecting this pawn. So I first check, and I want to drive the king away from this half of the board. So I do that. I do another check, and I drive the king away from this part of the board. So the ultimate goal here is to remove the king completely from this quadrant and just keep it out. And just trap it in somewhere else where it can't get to this pawn. So the king moves away, and I check it to get it as far away as I can. And this move happens, right? Of course, capturing the pawn, and I move down, because remember, I want to get this pawn out, right? So, now that the king is gone, I can try some stuff. I don't know why white didn't try to move the king back, but this move was played, and of course I take the pawn, right? I don't even know why this wasn't played, for example, getting the pawn closer. Remember, this pawn is white's savior, okay? If this pawn gets through, I'm gone. So, I take the pawn, right? Finally. And I'm feeling significantly less stressed. I just check the king because I can. I mean, right? So now white can, if I'm not careful, white can instantly just checkmate me. So the instant I remove my rook from this area, I just get checkmated immediately. So I check a few times, right? And I'm checking because I don't want to get checkmated, right? So I have to keep white's king moving, and now I do this move to prevent myself from getting checkmated. So I try here, and I don't know what the point of this move was. This was a little bit questionable. But this, as you can see, this move is actually the critical move that screws white over really hard, because now I capture this, and I have an extra pawn now. As you can see, I have 11 center pawns. I'm 11 center pawns in advantage. So, this is sort of standard stuff, and my goal here is to trade rooks, and white just gives me a perfect opportunity by moving the king right in front of the rook. So I just want to simplify the position as much as possible, right? If you have an extra pawn in a position where there's lots of pieces, doesn't really matter. But if it's just one rook on both sides and an extra pawn, then it starts to matter. So then I trade, right? And as you can see, this has gone up to 55 center pawns already. So white makes this move. No idea what the point of this is. I push this pawn, right? Get the rook out. Now, my original plan was to move the rook here, to get the king, somewhere here, and then, not here though, because I want to get the rook behind the pawn and to promote. I move here, white does that for some strange reason, and I move up, right, planning to do this. So white's rook moves here, and I actually change plans, because I see that he can just go here at any time he wants, so I want to get here first. And sort of defend this area so that the pawn can promote here. So I move here, and white's rook responds, right, with the best move, controlling here. So I just sort of focus on promoting the pawn. At this point, there's really nothing white can do. It says I have 2 pawns in advantage. In reality, white is basically lost here. White just makes some random moves with the king. It doesn't really matter. I mean, chess.com says it's an inaccuracy. It is, but that's really just... Once I have this pawn, white just makes random moves with the king. I don't know what white is doing. But now, I guess white just checks me a lot. So I just move my king closer, of course. And now white does something really strange. I think white just straight up gave up. I don't know why white didn't resign, but instead white decided to play this. Which, of course, just instantly makes me win. It's not like white could have prevented the pawn from promoting anyway. But white could have at least done something like this, right? And actually put up a fight. So, I have no idea why white went with that, but... yeah. So, captures, queen, and at this point I just don't really focus. I mean, obviously there's a much faster mate, I just don't care to look for it. So that's checkmate. I don't know how I managed. This guy's probably like a really rusty 1500, because it's not very good for 1500. If I can beat you, then you're probably not very good at the game. But yeah, that sort of concludes it. Sorry, this is a really long chess video. So yeah, bye.